Deportation of North Korean sailors. The South Korean government seized 2 North Koreans from the East Sea on the last second and expelled them to North Korea through Panmunjom on the 7th afternoon. The South Korean government has forcibly repatriated them, saying they have killed 16 fellow sailors. And for this, the criticism from international human rights groups has escalated. It is clear that this is a violation of domestic law. What about international law? Let's take a look at the international law textbooks to see why the international community is angry about the incident. The case name is Soering Case. A German citizen, Soering, came to the United States at the age of 11 with his father, a diplomat. He entered Virginia University, where he met a Canadian virgin and fell in love. 1984. However, when her parents insisted on breaking up, they both conspired to kill their parents, and Soering put it into practice. 1985, then 18 years old. The two fled to England but were arrested for another incident the following year. Soon after, negotiations took place between the United States and the UK, where she responded to the request for extradition. But Soering resisted it by all means. At the time, the two countries had signed an extradition treaty, and the UK and Virginia state recognized the death penalty. So, the UK Interior Minister ordered his extradition. Soering took his case to the European Commission of Human Rights, which referred to the European Court of Human Rights. Here, there was a high probability that he would be sent to prison for death, and waited the result of appeal for years, only to be executed. This is called death row phenomenon syndrome. He proclaimed it was a violation of Article 3 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which prohibits inhumane or degrading treatment or punishment, and the court accepted the claim and judged it that the UK minister's order, if implemented, would be a violation of the provision. Once embarrassed to keep a treaty with the United States and to comply with the court's ruling, the UK government refused to deliver Soering. The prosecutors of Commonwealth of Virginia then promised that Soering would not be sentenced to death, and the UK finally led him to the United States. This is a representative case enough to be called a global standard regarding criminal extradition and the international community. Korea is a country where the death penalty is legally enforced, but not enforced. North Korea is a country that frequently executes public executions, not to mention of tortures and other brutalities. Even if it is true that two sailors killed 16 people as announced by the government. Their deportation to North Korea is a violation of international law on human rights, which is widely accepted. In addition, it is doubted that the statements are true or not, and the government tried to even hide the incident itself. I'm afraid that our country will be branded as a barbarian nation, just like North Korea in the international community. If this happens frequently in South Korea in the future, there may be events such as boycotts of Korean goods and no Koreans, and etc. We also use to boycott Japan for this or that reason. In this regard, we would like to inform that many South Koreans are very concerned and angry with such ruthless and illegal actions as opposed to international human rights measures that our South Korea government are now doing in dealing with the North Korean defectors.